I bought the entire new series of minifigures and enhanced each one of them. If you ended up with a boring minifigure, today you'll learn how to turn it into a cool character. So make sure to watch video until end and don't forget to subscribe to channel if you like minifigure upgrade ideas. The figures from the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons turn out to be the most challenging to enhance among all the minifigure series. How can you improve something that is already so cool? However, the characters I created turned out to be some of the most interesting. In the very first box, there was a minifigure of the Elf Warlock. This is one of my favorite minifigures in this series. The Elf Warlock has very beautiful prints all over its body. Among the accessories, he has two unique pieces, a dagger and a staff with a cool purple eye. The set includes two yellow heads with two different facial expressions. And finally, LEGO has gifted us a new hairstyle with yellow elf ears. I will save the knife and eye for future customs. For the mage, I will replace the shoulder pads with the blue cloak from the Hawkeye minifigure. I will add a leather bag and a red scarf, and I will wear a magical hat on my head. I will build a staff that matches the colors of the mage. In his other hand, he will have a custom spellbook. Now he looks like a wandering wizard. I will add him to my fantasy world. You can use the dragon from Hagrid's hut or his dog as a pet. And for quick travel, I built a saddle on the back of a large eagle. This is the Celestial Guardian. By the way, you can already find the game card for this character for the tabletop game Caldaria on my Patreon. The next minifigure in this series really pleased me. It is definitely the Mind Flayer. His head is a new unique piece, and it is incredibly cool. He doesn't have any additional accessories, but there is an even cooler minion, the Intellect Devourer. I bought 3 of these minifigures right away to assemble several characters. I will take legs in the form of tentacles, and the upper part of the robe. I will use a black collar and build a long staff. With the other hand, this demon will open a portal to summon its monsters. I will use this character for my new faction of Dark Elves. For the next custom figure, I will take parts from a Ninjago figure, replace the arms with pieces of a suitable color, add small wings and the head of a Mind Flayer, and for weapons, it will have a long spear. This demonic warrior cannot fly, but he is still very fast, which helps him deal with multiple opponents at once. For the third custom, I will use the robe of the Mind Flayer. I will take the head from Dementor from Harry Potter, because it has no eyes. I will add a black hooded cloak and a curved staff with a purple crystal. And so that he can see, I will build long tentacles from black pieces and purple eyes. No one knows what the Water Watcher looks like, for all who have encountered him have died immediately. In the next box, there is a Teing Wizard. The minifigure looks really cool. It features many beautiful prints and a new unique spell piece. The set includes 2 orange heads for every 2 facial expressions. The character has many new unique details. I especially like this red dragon hatchling. This is already the second small dragon in LEGO this year, and it looks very similar to the old classic dragons. I will take parts from an old minifigure video and build a magical djinn. I will put a turban on the head, and in the hand of the genie will be a new piece of magic. This character can be summoned by wizards to use in battle. I use the new horn piece for a fawn. We'll take the body from a barbarian, add gold legs, and a furry cloak. We use a round shield and a spear as weapons. Now, there will finally be a woman in the squad of satyrs. In the next box is the simplest minifigure in the series. This is Lord Vampire Strad von Zarovich. He doesn't have as interesting prints as the other minifigures. There are 2 facial expressions on the head, and the only accessory is a glass goblet without blood and a standard knight's sword. However, there is a rat figure in a new unique color with red eyes. The gray color of the vampire looks more like a zombie, so I will replace the head and add a fur cloak. I'm using hair from Doctor Strange, and I'm replacing this sword with a beautiful blade from Harry Potter. Now this Graf can lead his army of vampires into battle. The print on the torso inspired me with another idea. Instead of a fur cloak, I will add Commander's shoulder pads and a red collar, the head of Dr. Octavius, and black mustaches. In his hands, he will hold a Commander's saber and a golden cane. This is Count Borisovic, a general of the army from the world of steampunk. And this is my first custom in this style. The next character from the new series turned out to be Lady Bali. She has an interesting orange robe, a long cloak of the same color, and the set includes 2 transparent cubes. But the most interesting part of this minifigure is her mask. Underneath, there is a plain black head without any design, while the character's face is a print on the mask itself. I will take the green tail from the Gorgon, the body from the mermaid set from Harry Potter, add golden shoulder pads with spikes, and a few golden bracelets on my arm. In her right hand, she will hold a staff shaped like a snake, and in her other hand, a magical shield. It will allow her to gain control even over the largest reptiles. I will make this character the leader of a new tribe of trolls for my fantasy world, the Mistress of Snakes. Using the same mask, I will add the body from a Gorgon, regular shoulder pads, and legs from a Ninjago figure. From these details, I was able to assemble a rider on a lizard for the new tribe. In the next box, there is another cool minifigure, Tasha the Witch Queen. I really liked how she looks. A beautiful hat with red hair, lots of prints all over her body, and her head has 2 facial expressions. Each one features a sphere in the shape of a magical rune. The set includes a standard cauldron with a pink flame and a spell book with a new cool cover. However, the character's body does not resemble a warlock. To build the witch, I will take a minifigure of Gandalf and replace the arms and head with yellow parts. I will add a detail of magic to the hand and replace the fire in the cauldron with a detail of green color. As an assistant, the witch will have a gray cat from The Simpsons. Now there will be a witch in my fantasy world who brews poisons and potions. But what caught my attention the most were the details of the torso and legs, with many tightening straps around the waist and arms, and almost the entire figure was made in black and gray, just like that of an assassin. So, I took the gray shoulder pads and the black mask. I used the head of a barbarian because its eyes are painted gray. I will add black hair and new blades from the elf warlock to the character. Here, a new black rat will also come in handy. This will be an assassin from the fantasy world. With the help of a magical rat, she infiltrates the premises and spies on her target, using the eyes of a servant. When the victim is left alone, the assassin leaps out of the darkness, delivering a fatal blow. The next character in the series is the Wandering Elf Bart. He has beautiful bright prints, a white shirt, an expensive turquoise vest, and a pink scarf. Once again, we have 2 heads included with different facial expressions. The minifigure has a new white hair piece with elf ears, as well as a golden saber and a lute with a new, very beautiful design. I will immediately give the lute to my musicians who perform in the square of my Lego city. I will then immediately use the elven hair for the Moon Priestess. I will take the body from the elf Arwen, add a white cloak with glitter, and another from an X-Men minifigure. I will use white shoulder pads and a collar of the same color. And in the hand of the priestess will be a vial of moonlight. She will be the guardian of the Temple of the Moon Elves. I will add a white collar to the bard's shirt, short legs, and a goblin head from Harry Potter to Torsic. This character will be a jeweler in my shop of magical items, the Goblin Brothers. In the next box, we found a Halfling Druid. This is a very interesting character, and I really liked him. He has an interesting print on his torso, 2-tone short legs, a short reversible cloak, and an exclusive hood with deer antlers. The set once again includes 2 heads with different faces, a long assembled staff, and a small bird in a new color with a beautiful print. However, for my fantasy world, I will create a more interesting character. I will replace the legs with brown ones from a fawn. I will wear a leather bag over my shoulder. I will add another cloak to my back. It will help the character hide among the trees. I will use the head from the new Ninjago figure and add a black beard to it. I will make the staff simpler and more like an ordinary tree branch. And in the other hand, he will hold a forest mushroom. This character will be a forest spirit. He protects his forest from pests, communicates with animals, and studies new plants, recording his knowledge in a tree book. Another ability of this character is to transform into an eagle to watch over the forest. And above next on the list is the Dwarf Barbarian. The minifigure is very similar to what we usually see in standard series of minifigures. An interesting torso and beautiful prints of fur gloves on the hands. On the back of the figure, there is a horn made from an animal's tusk. The character also comes with 2 heads featuring different faces. There are interesting red hair, a standard fur cloak, and a simple torch. But this new axe detail is really cool. From the minifigure, I can assemble a whole range of dwarves. To make it more diverse, I will add shorter legs, replace the cloak with brown shoulder pads, and use a red beard instead of hair. I will use Gimli's helmet from the minifigure, and in the other hand, I will give the dwarf a round steel shield, making him look more warrior-like. But if you prefer classic medieval themes, you can assemble a northern Viking. Let's take the legs from the Viking village set, the beard and shield from the Rivendell set, a custom helmet, and a brown cloak. Now this character is ready to set sail in search of new fertile land. In the next box, I received the powerful Lich Zast, a beautiful red cloak with a bone pattern on the chest. At the back, there is a long cape with a high collar, and in his hands, he wields fire magic along with a cool detail of a classic skull made of transparent red plastic. I really like the head of this minifigure. It reminded me of the character Cooper Gorward from the series Fallout. So I will take the long cloak from the minifigure from Jurassic Park and give the ghoul a revolver and a musket. Now he can start a bounty hunt. The Lich's cloak is difficult to use because it has a skeleton depicted on it, but I will still replace the top part of the cloak with a piece that has a fire design. I will add a black beard to hide the design, and wear a beautiful hat from the Disney minifigure series. The character's hands will be charred and black, as he will be a fire mage attacking his enemies with powerful fire spells, and he will be accompanied by a small dragon from the previous minifigure. Another character in the series of minifigures is the White Ranger. It features a quite interesting print on the leather chest plate, modified legs in white, a new unique eagle head, and white wings. The minifigure also comes with a cool bow piece and a small gray puppy. I will immediately add him to my large collection of various dogs. Now there will be a puppy among them. Next, I will take the minifigure of Princess Leia and replace her head and arms. I will add a white cloak, new wings, and a hood. From various brown pieces, I will build a long wooden cross. And in the other hand, the Archangel will hold a knight's sword covered in gold. I will add this character to my Empire of Light. The Archangel will be the guardian of light in the main Temple of Light in Argares. From the remaining parts, I can also assemble several interesting characters. By combining the torso with the legs from the bard and adding a green cloak, a bow, and a quiver of arrows, I built an elven scout for my wood elves. Using the eagle head, parts from the Sky Warrior, and the old series of minifigures, along with golden wings, you can assemble the ancient Greek god Ra. But let's hurry to open the next box, because it contains the coolest minifigure in this series. It's a Dragonborn Paladin. For just $4, we get an incredibly cool minifigure with a new piece of plate armor, a beautiful assembled Morgenstern, and a teardrop-shaped shield with a new coat of arms. The character has a dragon head in a new interesting color, and beneath the armor lies an even cooler print of a white cloak. To make customs, I bought several golden dragons at once. For them, I will take a few white capes, a Dwarf Barbarian's beard, and white hair with a silver headband. As a weapon, I will assemble a large hammer, and in the character's other hand, there will be a sacred book featuring an image of a star. These knights will be members of the Order of the Keepers of the Sacred Fire. They serve day and night in the temple, ensuring that the fire does not go out. All the paladins of the Empire with the power of light. From the remaining golden armor, I will certainly make temple guards. But instead of a head, I use custom helmets with a golden print and white feathers. This minifigure has become a great opportunity to increase my army of light. Make sure to definitely subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed the custom minifigures.